Hi guys, and welcome to another edition of the Enter the Arena Network. Apologies, seeing why you can't see my face. It's because I was explaining to Sean there, my camera keeps glitching all the time. So that was pretty fun. But yes, we're brought here by no other than Seanzviewent Entertainment. Sean, how are you today, sir?
Today I'm doing pretty damn well. Thank you for having me on the show once again. It's always an honor.
Well, Sean, we've settled our differences. There was some people, that were saying about, in our hangout, in the hangout, and a lot of people were trying to stir the pot, and there was even a fake Dom One Banks account in the comment section of that video, and it just, at the end of the day, the YWC is moving forward in peace. If you don't want to move in peace, just leave a community. At the end of the day, the top stars have settled their differences, and that's really what it is. So me and Sean will be having an in-depth discussion in WWE. We're also going to get into other things. There was a lot of unanswered questions, but we'll get to that later on. But Sean, this is a big news story that's going on. China. Now, I don't know if you're aware of this, but China has commented on Enter Arena videos in the past. She's actually a big fan of us here at Enter Arena, and we've showed her a lot of support. What's your take on China, and do you think, in your personal belief, that she should be in the Hall of Fame?
Well, I mean, I'm a huge fan of China, and I mean, she changed the game for the better. She revolutionized, in my opinion, well, not the Divas division back in the Attitude Era, but the women's division. And she brought a lot to the table. And there's no doubt. I mean, listen, if the Ultimate Warrior, if Bret Hart, if Stone Cold, if all those people that were on such bad terms with WWE, especially that time that the Ultimate Warrior held up Vince McMahon for all that money, and Bruno Sammartino, if all those people can be in the Hall of Fame, then I don't see no reason why China can't be in, because the whole criticism is, well, China did porn, she did Playboy, she did this, she did that. Well, you got X-Pac, who continuously comes back to the company over and over and over again. He's done sex videos, he's done this, he's done that. Him and China had a video, everyone knows about it. It's water under the bridge. That was the past. That was then. This is now. China definitely deserves to be recognized for her accolades. Has she made some poor choices? Yes. Is she perfect? No. Am I perfect? No. Are you perfect? No. Everybody's made mistakes, and the bottom line is, once again, she was a trailblazer for the women's division. And to this day, yes, there are some great women wrestlers or divas, whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, if it weren't for China, China, like I said, she was a trailblazer, and she definitely deserves it, because it would not be right if the WWE chose to just ignore her accomplishments, ignore her accolades. It would not be right. But once again, China did go to the WWE headquarters. She tried to talk to Triple H and Vince, and I heard nothing materialized out of that, which is a shame. But it is what it is. The WWE, one day they're going to have to see to it that China has to go in, because if they don't do it, it'll just be bad press all around. And I think it'll come back to haunt them.
I completely agree with you on that, because X-Pac, he was involved in the video, yet he is still currently doing WWE activities. Not only that, but you have Sunny, who was in the Hall of Fame, who I'm not judging her, but just doing Skype, and if she does her own thing, I completely support Sunny. But if she's doing that sort of thing, well, it's up to her. I can't judge people, but like, to turn around and say that China shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame when you have X-Pac and Sunny doing these things, it's just hypocritical. And yeah. Even if like Triple H even said, if you type in China on a Google, Lord knows what you'll see. I typed in China, it's all her wrestling accomplishments. It's not until it's not even in the front page, when you type in China on Google. So that's one thing I never understood. I think, honestly, it's between her, Vince, Stephanie, and Triple H. That's what it all boils down to. It's just really politics. And, I know China's doing a documentary. And, you know, we at Enter Arena as well as Seanzviewent Entertainment support China, and I hope she does get in the Hall of Fame. And, you know, hey, if me and Seanzviewent Entertainment can get together, then, you know, China and Triple H should make amends as well. So, you know, that's something I would like to see.
Because, I mean, you and me had the most heated war, I think, in IWC history. And, I mean, we went back and forth for years. And if we can mend the fences, as they say, I think China and Triple H and the WWE, I think what it boils down to right now is, you know, Triple H says if you look up her name on Google, it's all this and that. And like you said, we've looked up her name. And, you know, you have to go a few pages to find that Playboy and sex videos and all that. But the bottom line is, I think what it is when Triple H says that, it's just excuses, in my opinion. I think it's a bunch of excuses. And listen, I'm a big fan of Triple H and what he's doing for NXT. I'm a huge Triple H supporter, but at the same time, I'm a huge fan of China and what she did in the WWE, and she definitely deserves to go in the Hall of Fame. Because, like I said, if Austin Hogan and Bruno Sammartino and the Ultimate Warrior and Macho Man Randy Savage, if they can all go in the Hall of Fame, so can China.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I really hope WWE wise up and just say, you know what, let's let bygones be bygones and just put her in the Hall of Fame. I completely agree with you.
Exactly.
Okay, so this is a big question. This is about the YouTube flagging system. As I'm sure you're all aware, Enter Arena was attacked within 24 hours. Don Banks and YouTube and Google worked their very best to get the channel back up again. Once again, I'd like to thank YouTube and Google for their patience under this attack. And, you know, first of all, I want to say this, Sean. Do you think, as working, you know, with Machinima and YouTube and all that, or do you think that they should improve this flagging system?
Well, you know, as they said when we were in that chat room the other night on the Dark Horse, that, you know, it's just so many people. I mean, the network's obviously loaded on here, and I understand that there's going to be glitches in the system, but, you know, if you have people, and I mean, obviously there's people that work, you know, for YouTube, within YouTube, and they work around this flagging system supposedly 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's what it says on the site. And if they have these many people working on YouTube and Google, there needs to be a system in place, because, you know, you talk about the YouTube algorithm, and they run a system through copyright. And if you listen, this is what I believe: if you're not doing anything that, you know, breaks the rules, the laws, and the regulations, you know, you should be in the clear. But for someone just to flag your video because they don't like you, or they don't respect your opinion, or they don't want you on YouTube, is completely ridiculous, in my opinion. Some say ridiculous. I say ridiculous, as Chris Jericho would say. But it's absolutely outrageous, because, like I said, I get flagged multiple times a week. And, you know, if it wasn't for having a network, I'd be screwed. I would be, you know, like I said, Enter the Arena, you guys have been on here for a long time. You guys have been busting your ass. And, you know, to get flagged, and then all of a sudden you have to wait a couple of days for the flag to get removed. There definitely needs to be something in effect. Like I said, I know no company is perfect. No company goes without its flaws. But when it comes to when you want to make this your job, when this is you know, what you depend on for a paycheck, and some jealous troll comes over and just flags your video because they can't stand you, or they don't like you, or they don't support your opinion, it's not right. It's not fair. And this isn't about spilled milk. But the bottom line is that when you're putting all this time and effort into your channel, and, you know, it gets wiped away by one idiot or multiple idiots, that's when it becomes a problem. And did you know who flagged you this time?
All I can say is I have a fair idea who it is. I know who it is. I know it's not you, Sean. There was some people in the comment section saying it's Sean's view and he's gonna make a video, whatever. Listen,
No.
you know, for all those people, stop stirring the pot. Just, you know, like, at the end of the day, me and Sean are working, you know, together to try and make this community better, and that's what I really want. And to kind of, like, throw accusations here, there, and everywhere, at the end of the day, what the YWC really needs to do is to find out who this really is. And I mean, who's to say that it's somebody in the YWC? It could be somebody in the gaming community, or you know, outside of that. you know, it could be somebody who's maybe jealous of the community. So it's a combination of those things. We need, as the YWC, to stand together and say, no more. And, you know, you know, I would love YouTube to make a statement about it and just to say, you know what, maybe there's something we can do. Maybe sort out the management system because of this management. I mean, I think before, I think it was maybe last year, they were doing a good job. It was harder for people to make accounts. It was harder for people to do that. But what happened is that they essentially did the management system, which allows them to have 10, 20, 30 channels under one name, and it allows them to easily flag a video down. And, you know, I've done a lot of research. I know what the tactics are used. I know what people do during it. I know how to counter it now. So, you know, we've been taking steps to make Enter the Arena more secure, to make it more better, to entertain the people. And that's essentially what it is. Sean, just a quick question. Do you think with the YouTube flagging system, what would you suggest is a better way to improve it?
Well, what I would say first off is, I'm losing my train of thought here. What I would do is, you know, it's first of all, it's ridiculous that everyone gets flagged. And what I would do is I would just beef up the flagging system, the people that take care of the flagging system. And, you know, the thing is, because I think it's all computer work. And that's the thing, these computers, you know, it needs more manpower is what it needs. It needs more manpower because obviously, you know, yeah, there are people that work with YouTube, but it's a lot of computer shit. So what we need more manpower is what we need. I think that's what YouTube's trying to do. They try, even though YouTube and Google, you know, they have a hell of a lot of money. I mean, they have the assets to hire more people, but I don't think they want to do that because it's time, it's money, it's taxes, it's all this other crap. So I think they just depend on these computers to, you know, go through the algorithm and flagging and whoever flags you. So I think it needs more manpower and there needs to be further steps taken because, you know, like I said, what would happen, right, if PewDiePie got taken down? You know, what would happen then? I mean, obviously that guy has got a foolproof plan. I mean, YouTube obviously is in his back pocket. I mean, that's he's the #1 guy on here. So obviously, even if they flagged him down, even if he was against the law of this site and the rules, I guarantee you he would still be here because he's in YouTube's back pocket. But you and me, we're not in YouTube's back pocket like PewDiePie. But the bottom line is I think it needs more manpower. And I think before a flag even goes through, I think it should be reviewed by a team of people and not a team of monkeys. And that way, you know, they can straighten out what's really a flag and what's not a flag and what's really valid and what's not valid.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you. I think that this is my suggestion is like a hotline. Like there isn't really a phone number which you can directly contact YouTube. I mean, you can contact YouTube in your, like, if there's a local Google. I mean, the nearest one for me is Dublin, but like, you know, it does cost a lot of money to make them calls, and also, you know, they have different departments. I think that they need like a YouTube hotline where you can actually call them up and say, well, this is what we need, this is what we want, can you please help us? Rather than just, you know, waiting about 12 days and waiting on a reply because, you know, your channel could be gone by then. And, you know, even sometimes, you know, you may even think it's a robot that you're talking to, you know, not a real person. And that's what I think YouTube need to do, is maybe a hotline where if they're having issues, and also I think that if somebody flags you and it's not successful, then they should be punished for it. That's one thing, because these flaggers that flag the channels and all that there, they get away with it. I think that those people that flag a channel and it is shown that they are, you know, abusing the system, should be punished, i.e. that should be a strike or they're banned from YouTube or something like that. YouTube need to come up with something for the flaggers as well as the YouTubers to combat this, because it is a two-way street. They need something to combat the two objectives, really. One being the false flaggers, and also I understand that they need to take down videos, for example, that are inappropriate, and I understand that. But if people are abusing the system, then them very people should be punished as well. It should be a two-way street, you know?
You know, General Jerry, I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but I've watched your videos, and out of anything that I have ever heard you say about WWE, that what you just said right there had to be, in my opinion, the greatest damn thing you've ever said, because when you're talking about a hotline, you know what, and not just a number for YouTube where you say, okay, let's call up YouTube and, you know, this goes to, you know, this district, that district. No, a number dedicated just to the flagging system, the community guidelines, as they call it. They need, you're right, you know what, that is exactly what they need. They need more manpower. They need a phone number. And yes, you need more protection. You know what, out of anything you've ever said, I 110% agree with what you just said, because that does make all the sense in the world. Like you said, there is a phone number, but you call that number and you don't actually end up talking to anybody. It's just a goddamn machine. It's just an answer. It's a machine. That's all it is. And you don't get nowhere. Oh, well, if you know the code of this number, dial it right now. Yeah, like we're supposed to know the code of these people's numbers. Give me a break. And, you know, if I were in a position where I couldn't do nothing about a flag, I'd have to travel all the way to California via a plane to get there, and I'm not about to go on a plane to go fight a flag. So you're right, General Jerry. I mean, I agree with you 110%. There needs to be an actual number, and you know what? Here, you know what? Just to, you know, just so it doesn't have to be an overload for YouTube, just the people that are like in partnerships, they have access to that phone number. That's what I think.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And also, you know, what I would say is that really that, you know, here's the thing. YouTube is now becoming the #1 source for media. Let's face the facts. Television ain't as popular as what it was. And in America, it's very popular because you have, you know, your Game of Thrones, you have your Breaking Bad, you have, you know, all this American television. But let's face the facts. That's all streaming service, okay? And we're now hitting an age right now where television could be very well dead. And if YouTube genuinely want to make something of themselves, if they genuinely want something where they can say, do you know what? We could actually be the #1 media source of the entire world. Then they need to protect the YouTubers themselves. We are the guys that make this site. You know, it's not just PewDiePie, it's everybody, you know what I mean? Whether you're, you know, Inside Gaming from Machinima, whether you're ETC, whether you're Funhouse, whether you're Angry Joe, Nostalgia Critic, all those guys, all of us make YouTube, and YouTube can be a promising thing. And you know, I encourage a lot of new YouTubers to come on. But, you know, back to the point I was saying, if this stuff is going to be big, they need to get the security. They need to get a hotline just for the flagging system where they can sort it out. And that's my honest belief.
You know, once again, I could not agree more. I mean, like I said, that is definitely something that needs to be addressed. And I think it should go in front of the board of committees or the board of directors, whoever the hell's in charge over there. They need to get something going on, because you know what? I'll tell you the truth. Like I said, I can't reveal all the facts and stuff about my contract, but, you know, there are times where I can't get a hold of Machinima because, you know, they got a hell of a lot of people in their, you know, in their community, you know, with the company. So there are times where, you know, I can't get a hold of Machinima. So that's when you can hopefully fall back on a hotline. But right now there is no hotline. And from what I'm seeing, YouTube they're not even thinking about a hotline, which is ridiculous. And I understand that they probably think it would be an overload, but once again, they should have that dedicated just for the people that are in a actual, like, you know, a network. So that way they can, you know, narrow it down a little bit so it won't be, you know, so much of an overload, so to speak. So I think the hotline and more manpower and actually looking at the flags to see if they're legitimate is definitely the way to go.
You know, one of the main problems with it is this spam, scam, and commercially deceptive content. Now, it came up on ours that it was copyright, but on our end, it said it was spam, scam, and commercially deceptive content. Bruce Blitz even had the exact same thing. And I think Bruce Blitz,
was that the recent flags that you got?
Yes, that you know, that was the recent flags, you know, and it's something where maybe YouTube need to evaluate. I mean, how can a robot determine what is that and what is not? It's not like, you know, for example, like, I mean, for example, I was trying to watch WWE Raw on repeat, which I'm sure you're aware it's not on the WWE network, it's only pay-per-views, and I was trying to get it on YouTube because it's very hard to get it here in Ireland. It's just like a blank screen. That should be flagged down. But like, if you're seeing someone at the other end talking about the content and it doesn't say full show or anything, if it says results, if it says, you know, opinions or anything like that, then, you know, then they should evaluate that. They should evaluate the keywords in the title. You know what I mean? And this isn't just wrestling, it's boxing, it's MMA, it's gaming, it's all them types of things. YouTube need to determine what a title, you know, for example, WWE Raw and then the date and say results review, and then somebody has like a review in it. And it's being flagged down. I mean, Bruce Blitz, I mean, I was so surprised that Bruce Blitz being flagged down because that guy had review in his title. So how can a title that says review be flagged down? I don't understand it, and that shows you how bad. And you know, and a big shout out, you know, to, you know, I need to ask you, Sean, as well. But you know, a big shout out to Bruce Blitz. He was really the one that brought acknowledge to this, and a lot of people didn't see it then. And I should have, you know, I did make a video supporting him, but like, I should have seen what he was saying. I should have read the alarms, and I should have said maybe this is a bigger thing or something like that. But it really brings me on to my next question. What do you think of the retirement of Bruce Blitz on YouTube and now going to the blitznetwork.com?
Well, I mean, he's another guy that, you know, we had issues back and forth, and, you know, he did wrong, I did wrong. I never flagged him, but there was things that was done, and the bottom line is, you know, he did have a lot of subscribers. He didn't deserve to get the shaft. You know, he was accomplishing a lot. I mean, obviously he's accomplishing a lot. He's got his own damn network now. People are actually paying to see him. So, you know, it's just one of those things where, you know, and going back, not to go over the question, but to bring light to the issue about, you know, oh, you put full show review or results or opinions or whatever, that should be valid, and that should be within the law and regulations of YouTube. I think what it is if you're not with a network and you're just with Google on YouTube, right? If your partnership is Google, and I think if you put up, no, that's not even a valid issue because he didn't have thumbnails. Because I know there are some people that if they put a thumbnail and you're not with a network, you get screwed automatically, and it's called copyright. But if you're with a network, that's to give. But Bruce Blitz, yeah, he never had a thumbnail. So well, and you know, the thing about it is, Jerry, you know, Bruce Blitz, once he got flagged, he didn't defend it. He didn't try to, you know, send in something to YouTube. He just let it go because he was quite frankly sick and tired of it, which a lot of people are sick and tired of it. But I think if he really truly wanted to stay on YouTube, he would have tried to fight it, but he didn't. And, you know, obviously he's having more success with the Bruce Blitz network, and hey, all the more power to him. I mean, I can't, you know, I have 72,000 subscribers, and I can't even stop my own network yet because I don't think that I'm a big enough name to do that. Maybe down the line, you know, that's another thing. People say, Sean, how come you don't try to sell T-shirts? How come you don't do this and don't do that? Why are you only subjected to YouTube? Because I feel that I still have a long way to go. I mean, if PewDiePie would have done this at 72,000 subscribers, he wouldn't have got too far. You really have to get over, at least, in my opinion, at least over 100,000 subscribers. Sure, if you made a T-shirt, sure, you might sell 5 or 6 of them. But other than that, you're not going to sell a lot of them because it's not only about subscribers. It's about promoting. It's about viewing. It's about commenting. It's about being interactive. There is more to it than just views and subscribers. So in order to grow on here and not get flagged and tagged, and like I said, obviously you have to work within the system, but sometimes that system is flawed. And once again, like you said, that's where there needs to be a number in place.
Well, I just want to, I don't know if you're aware of this, Sean's View, but Bruce Blitz did make a video. It was, I believe it's his last video where he says that he did try and fight it. Some of them went through, some of them didn't. And I think he screenshotted it. So, you know, in case Bruce Blitz is watching this, you know, I did see his video. He did say he tried to fight it. I don't blame him. To be honest with you, I don't blame him because, you know, if I was in his shoes and I have my, you know, Enter Arena does have a website, but, you know, we need to set it up more, you know, and get more original content. You know, if he had that option, you know, he's very lucky he had that option to Bruce Blitz for doing that, you know. Let's get into what other questions. I've got a few questions here. Yes. How did you take your first flagging incident, and how do you continue? Obviously, you know, with Machinima, but how did you take your first flagging incident?
Well, I mean, I got flagged before I was with Machinima, and I don't know if many people know this, but you know, there was a point where I was at 10,000 subscribers, and I got flagged 3 times, and I had to restart from scratch from number 1. You know, and that was tough. That was real. That was when that happened. I said to myself, you know what? If this is how the system is going to be controlled, and if this is how it's flawed, and if this is how it's so ass backwards, I don't think I want to do this anymore. The only reason I continued with this is because of my passion for WWE and the subscribers. Because, you know, whether it was on Facebook or, you know, other means, you know, people said, oh man, you know, we're not getting our updates now. We're not getting views and opinions. We're not getting this. We're not getting that. And, you know, I came back, and I mean, that wasn't the only time I got flagged down. I mean, that was the most subscribers when I got flagged down and had to start over. There was times I had 50 subscribers, 400 subscribers, and I had to restart from scratch. I mean, people don't realize, people thought that I skyrocketed to 72,000 subscribers overnight. No, it didn't happen like that. People don't realize that I had 3 or 4 channels where I was trying to start something, and nothing ever happened because I kept getting flagged. And my reaction when I first got flagged, and it wasn't even for something, you know, it was meaningless. It should have never happened. It was a false flag, which is what's happening still in 2015. And it's ridiculous. And you know what? To tell you the truth, I think it's got worse. I think the flagging has got worse. And, you know, when you look at it, right, when you take a step back and you look at all the changes, and you look at all the developments, and you look at all the edits that YouTube has made, and all the changes that this website has, you know, undergone over the last several years, I pretty much preferred YouTube back in like 2009, 2010, even 2011 wasn't too bad. But when 2012, 13, 14, 15 came around, this site, the thing is, I think YouTube made too many changes too fast, and now they're struggling to keep up, I think.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think maybe, you know, I think that they may have taken this YouTube thing. When Google bought it, I think that they thought it was going to be big, but not as big as what it's going to get. You know, I was watching the Fine Brothers, which these guys do reactions. They have YouTubers react. And you had your Shay Dawsons and a lot of people from Rooster Teeth on there. And, you know, they were saying that YouTube can be a global thing, especially now with this streaming service. Now they're saying now the games, we won't have CD games anymore. It's going to be streaming, which we already have. So, you know, everything's going to be done on the internet. And I think YouTube may say, you know what? Maybe these guys are right. Maybe something needs to be done. Maybe it's something that we need to look into. You know, and even invite, you know, some of the YWC members to the YouTube office to talk to us, because we're willing to talk to you, you know, and you know, exactly. But I want to say this other question, Sean, because a lot of people were asking about this. Would you be willing to talk to Bruce Blitz at some point in the future?
Well, I mean, like I said, we're not on talking terms. We don't send each other any letters or gift cards. But I mean, if he ever wanted to, you know, like I said, you and me, we got on good terms. You know, we don't always have to see eye to eye or agree on a lot of things, but at least we're on talking terms now, and there's respect there now, hopefully. But as it concerns Bruce Blitz, I mean, like I said, listen, I understand that not everyone's going to like me, or everyone's going to, you know, mend the fences with me and get back on good terms and whatnot. But the bottom line is, you know, you're in this life for a very short amount of time. It's too short to hold a grudge. And if he ever wanted to do a video, I'd do a video with him. But I mean, if he ever wanted to contact me, I mean, hey, maybe he's too much of a big man now on here to talk to me. I don't know. But I mean, if he ever wanted to do a video, I would be more than willing to do a video with him. See, here's the thing. You know how, like, okay, here I am at 72,000 subscribers. If you look at someone else in this community, like you've heard of Tubby Emu, right?
I'm not. I'm not too sure.
Well, he has a lot more subscribers than you and me combined, and he does like WWE video games, and he does like, you know, commentary over them, right? This guy has well over 100,000 subscribers, and now here's the guy that, you know, I'm just trying to give an example. Okay, I wish more people that had my subscriber amount would give the people that are smaller channels the amount of time that I'm giving smaller channels, because that's the big gripe on here is I don't give the smaller channels an opportunity. I don't give them a chance. I don't give them a shot. Well, obviously I do, because I've done this with Gemini. I've done this with Wrestling Jesus. I've done this with you. I've done this with, Boston fan. I've done this with many other small YouTubers. And for people to come on here and say, oh, well, he only cares about himself. No, that couldn't be any further from the truth, because I am trying, once again, like I said, I've done my wrongdoings. I've seen the error in my ways. And you know what? That's the thing. In order for this community to blossom and to better itself, we do really have to come together, because if you look at the gaming community, they all come together. They all do their videos, and they're making a lot of money. People have mansions because of this site. Mansions. And I'm not saying I'll ever have a mansion because of YouTube, but I want to make this my job. This is my dream. And for people that say, oh, Sean, you're ridiculous, you should go out and get a real job. Well, wake up, asshole. This is a real job. You know, people don't understand that this is a real job. You get a real paycheck at the end of the day. And what people don't understand is, oh, well, you should go out and work at Burger King or go work at McDonald's or go work at a supermarket. No, I am not going to quit after all the time and all the sacrifice that I have put into this channel to go out and get a part-time. I'm not going to do that. It's absolutely, first of all, I'm not going to turn my back on 72,000 subscribers. I'm not going to do that, because it would not be, it would make no sense to do that. So, I mean, the thing is, if Bruce Splits ever wanted to talk, I do it. Listen, I'm here to talk to anybody. I don't care if you have 1 subscriber or 100,000. But my main gripe is, if I try to talk to someone that has 100,000 subscribers, they won't even give me the time of day. They won't even read my message. So I just want everyone to get the image correctly about me, that I read every message, I see every comment, and I am willing and able to give back to those who have supported me, whether you agreed or were against me. So that's just something I need to get out there, because people need to realize that I have a hell of a lot more respect than people think I do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. You know what? I do agree. I think that, you know, I remember I was watching Arnold Schwarzenegger's top 5 ways to success, and the 5th one was give back to your community. And you know, I was asked to get interviewed by Dark Horse, and a lot of people saying, you know, why are you doing that for? But at the end of the day, I wanted to speak to him. I wanted to talk to Polston. I wanted to speak to those guys and settle the issues. And you know, at the end of the day, I think it's that kind of, you know, the computers where, you know, everyone's behind a keyboard. But, you know, whenever you're face to face, it's better to speak that way and speak directly to the person so you can better understand them. I know some people may not understand what I mean by that, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's more easier to write a comment than it is to like make a video or talk to somebody on a hangout. And you know, I remember, you know, Danielson and Polston, they gave me a good grill, and they asked me a lot of questions, and I was willing to answer all of them. And those guys were very thankful for that, you know. I want to ask this other question, and this isn't a question that hasn't actually been asked a lot. What will it take for the YWC to be mainstream?
I think unity. I think we all need to come together, like I've been doing. I mean, I don't see any. Like I said, right now, as concerns, you know, having 72,000, I don't see someone that has 100,000 or 200,000 trying to communicate with us smaller channels, because I am a smaller channel to someone that has 100,000 subscribers. So what should happen is those people that talk WWE on here that have well over the subscriber amount that we do, they should now be the ones, because I've been doing this for a while now, talking to all these channels. I think it's time for someone else to take that brass ring and give other people an opportunity. But like I said, These people are on such a pedestal right now that they think that they're above and beyond everybody, and they're not going to give a guy like you or me a chance because, oh, well, they're one of the small timers. We're not going to get – because you know what? This is how they look at it. They look at it like this. What's it for me if I give you guys an opportunity? What's it for me if I do an interview with you? Well, what's it for you? Well, you know, if you want to make this community better than the gaming community, if you want to make it stand out better than, you know, other genres of communities on here, that's what it's going to take. That's what you got to do. So I think that's what we need. We need people to unite because, like I said, I can't do this forever. I mean, yeah, sure, I can come on here and chat with people and do interviews, but there are people that are much more bigger than I am on here, and those are the people that need to step in because at the end of the day, there is only so much that a guy like you or me could do. So I think we need other people that are bigger than us to actually talk to us and relate to us because you know what? Those people were in our shoes at one point. Those people once had 72,000 subscribers. Now they have this big head and they think they're mighty and they're above everybody, okay? And that's the impression given because they don't want to give a guy like you or me an opportunity. So I think at the end of the day, you and me can come on here and talk till the horses come home. But if we want to grow, we need somebody that's an even bigger name than us to realize the kind of time, the kind of effort, and the passion that we put into this. And I think that's what needs to happen. But I don't see it happening because I think these people have such an ego that they will not let us in.
Yeah, you know, I completely agree with you there because, I think I was very lucky because I was on UK television and a lot of people may know this guy, Tyrone Magnus, who does reactions. He actually even put me in his video. He even put me in the thumbnail and he even reacted to me. So, that was great. So if more people were like him, I think that, it could push this community to the next level. I do think also, which is another question that hasn't been asked, do you think the WWE will be more accepting to the YWC? Not really the IWC, because I would regard the IWC as people that write comments and people that write, whatever it may be. Apart from those people that make letters or articles, YouTube's very hard to do. Do you think that the WWE now will be more accepting to, for example, give shout outs or welcome some YWC members to maybe WWE's inner circle, or maybe negotiate, some shape or form where we could allow content from WWE, where we, very similar to what gaming does, where they can profit off gaming footage. Do you think WWE may allow footage from their own, because I know the whole effing show they're called, they used to do it. Now they're doing WWE 2K15 gameplay so that they can do their videos. But basically what I'm saying is, do you think that WWE should put more of an effort to reach out to the YWC to make wrestling better? Maybe, I'm not saying that the YWC is going to make it better. I'm not going to say, oh, General Jerry's going to walk on Raw and win the WWE Championship. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about more creative, like they give you more footage from WWE where you can either monetize it or do something like that, or even talk to us and maybe what do you think of that? Do you think WWE should put more of an effort to these guys in the YWC?
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I mean, obviously, the WWE can't cater to everybody. They can't listen to everybody, but they say that they hear us, the WWE universe. They hear us. They anticipate us. And they say that they do listen to us, but the thing is, they obviously don't listen all the way. They come maybe halfway with us. But as it concerns, like a partnership, like I'm with Machinima, you're with your network. That would be kind of cool though. Like you said, like the gaming network. If WWE had like a guy like you or me working under their partnership, not necessarily in the ring, like you said, not wrestling, not cutting a promo, not doing a rant, but working within their YouTube. And just voicing, like say if you wanted to do or I wanted to do a Raw review, we post a Raw review on the WWE YouTube's channel. I think that would be an awesome way for the WWE to give back because, quite frankly, we're already giving back. We're the reason why the tickets are sold out. We're the reason why the merch is sold. We're the reason why there's over 1 million subscribers to the WWE Network. I think that the WWE, if they really care about us, like they say they do, if they really, if they really look forward to our opinions and they value our options like they say they do, I think that would be, and that would be a great way to grow. If I would love personally to be a partnership on WWE YouTube channel. And actually, here's the thing: they do that, but not to someone like me or you. That, like I said, this guy Tubby Emu, he had a partnership with WWE, and they posted his WWE 2K15 videos on the WWE's YouTube channel. And he doesn't do it all the time, but there are like for the pay-per-views, they will post his videos on there, and they'll say, "Oh, go subscribe to this guy." But I think if they got a guy like you or me, or someone else that's very passionate about this, and that's a smaller channel, I think that they would improve leaps and bounds. And I think it's just a way to get more opinions out there, because at the end of the day, it's not just the WWE's opinion. It's us, the people, that are the reason why the WWE is around. It's the reason why it's existed all these years. So I think that's definitely a good idea, like to be featured on their YouTube channel with a raw review or predictions or results or what have you. I think that should be the way the future is.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think, let's face the facts. A lot of people may say, well, General Jerry, you're talking bullshit. Well, let me give you an example. The gaming community, a few years ago, before PewDiePie, before Angry Joe, before of all this, nobody could monetize gameplay. I know there is some issues, but compared to what we're in, the gaming community is in leaps and bounds and above. They have more options to do what they can do. And if WWE, sat back and say, you know what, maybe we should do what they're doing with the gaming community, and it'll make Vince McMahon, and we all know Vinnie Mac loves the money. That's one word he loves is money. And if he truly wants to make more money, and I'm not like, a corporate guy or anything like that, but if he generally wants to make more money from this, and he wants to get more, for example, what Paul Heyman did with I forget his name now. It was not Joe Cronin, Joe Weller. He paid the guy to go to his house. So if WWE did that, I'm not saying pay me to go over to WWE headquarters, but if they said, well, General Jerry or Seanzviewent Entertainment or Joe Cronin or Bruce Blitz, we'll give you something, and if you review it, and we get subscribers from the WWE Network, if we're looking at the viewership and if it's going higher, then maybe this may work. I mean, look at the RKO out of nowhere vines, for example. They were going to ban that, and then they realized there was a lot of money in this thing. So WWE has taken the first step in social media on YouTube, but there's a lot of work that needs to be done. Maybe, say, well, General Jerry, if you review this and if you give your opinion on this, and if we get high viewership on Raw next week, or if we get 50,000 subscribers to the WWE Network, then maybe it'll work. Like what the gaming community does. The gaming community review a game, people buy that game, and it gives the gaming companies more money. The WWE need to do exactly the same thing.
I agree. I mean, and that's if you want to grow and expand on social media. And listen, we already know, WWE's YouTube channel, well over 1 million subscribers. They got well over 1 million followers on Facebook.
Oh, hello? Sean, you still there? I think he cut out, ladies and gentlemen. He'll try and rejoin as soon as possible. So I'll try and get him back there. We will continue discussion, ladies and gentlemen. We'll try and get Seanzview to join us as soon as possible. Technical difficulties there, John, you know, as the smart busters would say. But we'll try and get Seanzviewent Entertainment back as soon as possible. Sean, can you hear me? I think Sean will try and rejoin here, ladies and gentlemen, to try and we were having a nice in-depth conversation there. But Sean will be back. I'll try and get him back here. So yeah, you know, going back to what I was saying, Sean's rejoining us. I just want to say, you know, the WWE can generally, they can promise from this. They can make it more entertaining. They can give the YouTube fans more than what they want. And if you're only joining us right now, ladies and gentlemen, Seanzview, I think there was something wrong with the connection. He'll try and rejoin us as soon as possible. No, it looks like it's camera. Oh, Sean's back now. All right. Sean, can you hear me? Just unmute yourself, Sean. Sean, if you can hear me, just unmute. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You just cut off there.
Yeah. We're still doing no tornadoes right now, but we're still dealing with a hell of a lot of lightning and showers. So that's my internet connection just got shut off.
The same thing happened to me. Basically there was work being done here in Northern Ireland, and we were sitting there, and I was talking to Don on the phone. He probably thought I was murdered because I said, "What the fuck is that?" And then it just went, just blanked out. So he probably thought I was murdered or something. But Sean, what were you saying there about WWE and the YWC, like them trying to make a connection and getting back together?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, what's that guy's name? Joe Weller?
Joe Weller, like, he doesn't primarily do WWE videos like what we do, but he made like a viral video where he did like the power bomb on his girlfriend. And
yeah, I saw it. Yeah, the move that was pretty awesome. But see, here's the thing: you look at his subscriber amount; he's got way more than you and me. But it shouldn't matter about that. I mean, yeah, I'm sure they used him because he had a lot of subscribers. But you know, it's like, how about you give us other people a chance and opportunity? And I don't know what part did it cut off, because I don't even know what part it cut off when I was talking to you.
I think it was the part where you were saying, I need to connect this charger here to the laptop, but like, I think we were going back to like, WWE. Yeah, how can WWE like help the YWC, and how I'm trying to figure out where we came from there.
Yeah, well, like I said, it's just about they need to expand and advance. And if they want to grow, they should take our ideas. They should listen to us. They should hear us out. And they should take a collective few people, and even, like I said, like I have a machinima partnership. If someone like me wants to grow even further, like give them a WWE partnership where they can work on their channel. And like I said, don't have to be wrestlers and all that. Just work on their channel, doing reviews and what have you. And I think that would be a great way. But knowing the WWE, and I know they're PG and they're so protected, and, all their sponsors and all this stuff. Obviously, we can't go on there and rant a bunch of bad words and language. I understand that. But
yeah, well, they would have to censor me a lot because I do have a habit of cursing a lot.
Yeah, you certainly aren't PG. You would fit the Attitude Era very well.
Like, I think, you know, I think they would probably look more to you, Sean, rather than like, I could make, well, I mean, General Jerry is a character, you know, although I do curse a lot in real life, you know, I don't run about ranting about WWE. I don't hate it. I don't like, a lot of people look at me, you know, ranting about SmackDown spoilers and all that. That's not really me. General Jerry isn't really me. Because if you look at that hangout with Dark Horse Danielson, I was myself the whole hangout. Like, I was laid back. I wasn't, you know, I did let out a little bit of a rant, you know, for theatrical stuff, but you know, I'm not like General Jerry. I am, you know, myself. I am my own person. So, and you know, in recent videos, I've reeled back to where I started. I don't really do that much General Jerry rants. I do it like on a special occasion if it's like somewhere where people are genuinely pissed off at. But I mean, this is a question that a lot of people have asked. It's not, you know, like a controversial question or anything like that. I think it's just people that want to be informed. Is Seanzviewent Entertainment a character? Or is that really you? Or is that a character? You know, like similar to what I do, you know, I'm separate from General Jerry. I'm not General Jerry. I play a character. I mean, what would you say to those people that say, are you Seanzviewent Entertainment or is that a character?
Well, obviously, I'm not going to go up to someone on the street and say, welcome to Sean. I mean, what I do is I amp up my voice. I up the ante, because if I came on YouTube and said, welcome to Seanzviewent Entertainment, I'm sure it's only going to get 72,000 subscribers by talking like that. But like I said, I rev up my enthusiasm, so to speak, because I'll tell you what, it's in this day and era when WWE Raw is as boring as it is, it's kind of hard. Sometimes you have to fake your enthusiasm. Listen, I have a love and passion for YouTube. I love doing this. This is what I want to make my job. But sometimes it is forced. But the thing is, it's not really character, because the way I'm talking to you now is, I mean, I'm still Sean at the end of the day. If I were to meet you on the street, you know, I talk to you like a regular person, and I'm not like a character like a Mankind or a Stone Cold or a Rock or John Cena. I mean, I am still myself. It's just when I go on my videos, I kind of amp up the amplitude of my voice and my mannerisms, and you know, so I mean, I wouldn't say it's a character as much as I try to, you know, intensify what I do. Like I said, I try to turn the volume way up. That's what I do. I turn the volume. It's not so much a character. Now, when I was doing storylines and angles and drama, yeah, that was a whole played out character thing. But as concerns, you know, wrestling and as it concerns being a person, if you were to meet me on the streets or the mall or the movies, you would get a genuine, real, nice human being. So that's what I really am at the end of the day. All Seanzviewent Entertainment is someone that turns up the volume and tries to bring more intensity to it.
Yeah, you know, with me, you know, a lot of people say, you know, how can, you know, for example, for me, a lot of people thought I was General Jerry. I know that there was a lot of people from the ETA family that thought I was General Jerry. You know, if you notice, like, mostly I would wear, I know there's one particular fan of mine who may be pissed off at this, but you know, I mostly wear suits going out. You know, I get a lot of from my grandfather where I wear a lot of suits, I wear a tie, and you know, that's what I'm comfortable with. With General Jerry, you know, it's the Sons of Anarchy hoodie, or like if you look at when General Jerry's on camera, he mostly wears black. Like he wears black clothing, dark clothing. And that's not really who I really am. I mean, you know, if you look at the hangout, you know, I think I was wearing like a jumper at one point. You know, but you know, did you like? I mean, when you like, well, if I want to ask this question, when did you start officially on YouTube? Like, when was the year when you like said, oh, look, there's YouTube. When did you make your first video, if you can remember?
I'll tell you what, when I made, and this is what, like I said, obviously, when I wasn't even called Seanzviewent, I don't even remember what it was called, but I made my first video going back to 2006. And I just came on here and I started talking about, it was a series coming out on television at the time, and nobody gave a damn about it. I got maybe 20 views on it, and that was my first ever video was going back to 2006, I think it was. And then after that, I made, you know, Seanzviewent, and I just, did random videos, not even on WWE. Listen, I'll tell you what there's a lot of things I've done in here, but my one big regret is if I could turn back the time, I would have gone back, started my channel in 2006, and started then talking about WWE, because I am very sure that by this point I would have almost 1 million subscribers. And I'm not saying that to sound better. I'm not trying to say that. I really truly believe if I started this YouTube thing long ago, I'd have well over 72,000 subscribers. I truly believe that. That's my opinion on things. But it is what it is. But when I first made that video in 2006, it was like I said, YouTube was still relatively new back then. And that's when, everybody was trying to get known and everyone was trying to upload videos. And like you said, right now, the gaming community, if you try, that's why I don't even do gaming that much now, because forget about it. If you try a gaming channel in 2015, you're not going to succeed unless you get very, very lucky and you're in the right place at the right time, okay? Because it's such an overload right now. There's so many people in it. To grow on this website right now, if you're not unique, if you don't bring something different to the table, you're not going to make it. Like here's the thing that bothers me a little bit. Obviously you guys have been doing the news and rumors for a long time. I've been doing news and rumors for a long time. But what really irks me is when someone will message me, all right, or they'll leave a comment and they'll say, oh, well, I'm going to start my channel on news and rumors. And I say to them, listen, I'm not doing this to talk you down. I'm not doing this to chastise you. I'm telling you the truth. You're not going to succeed if you're going to do news and rumors. You have to do something different, because just like the gaming community is overloaded, you need to do something that separates from the pack. You have to be original. And like I said, if somebody tries to do your shit and my thing that I'm doing right now, they might become someone someday, but it's going to take them a lot longer, because like I said, in order to grow, you have to do something different. And in my opinion, that's how I view things right now. So when someone comes to me and says, oh, Sean, you're an inspiration to me. I want to do what you're doing. And I tell them, let me be honest with you. You got to do something different. And another thing I hate, what I can't stand, is when people come to my channel. And like I said, I love my subscribers. I really do, because if it weren't for them, I wouldn't be where I am today. But these people will come on my channel and they'll promote the shit out of their channel. They'll spam my comment section to no end, and I have to end up deleting them. I don't want to do it, but I didn't go on other people's YouTube channels saying subscribe to Sean's View, subscribe to Sean's View. I didn't go spam PewDiePie's comment section or Girl Gone Gamer or any other of the elite YouTubers. I didn't do that. I did that through hard work and stressful days and sleepless nights. I mean, I didn't do that by, fooling people. Although, like I said, there'll always be the story of me buying subscribers, which is absolute crap. Because if I did buy subscribers, once again, I would not be here. So the bottom line is, those sites, those sub-for-sub sites can be manipulated. They can be edited. They can be customized. Hell, I could put Enter the Arena's, thumbnail on that site and say, oh, Enter the Arena's buying subscribers. And it wouldn't be true, because it's not legitimate. And if it was legitimate, you wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here. So for anybody that says, oh, I buy subscribers, is absolutely ridiculous. So, but, I think, like I said, if you're going to start on here, you can't do news and rumors, because that spot's already been taken. You can't do gameplay. You got to do something completely different.
When I started, my first video was like a video of some snowman thing. And it was like my mates knocking down like some snowman. And then I went into trailer music. I was actually very successful at it. I got like 100,000 views on one of my videos, and then I did a Captain America one.
Because you're doing something different. That was good. Because you were doing something different, see?
Yeah, but then unfortunately it got overcrowded and a lot of people were doing it. And then obviously I had problems with Warner Brothers with I believe, no, it was Fox, because they flagged down my, even though it wasn't monetized, mind you, which isn't allowed now, but back then they took down one of my X-Men Days of Future Past ones or something. I think it was something like that. I'm not too sure.
Would you have like parts of the movie or something?
It was the actual trailer song. It was like getting into trailer music. And then I did food reviews. I did like a doner kebab review that did pretty well. And then I made the decision to do WWE, and then I was hired by Don Juan Banks. But going back to what you were saying about the spamming of comments, me and Don did have that issue. There was a lot of people that were spamming it, and they were and you know what we did was we put a filter in the comments so they couldn't. The thing is now, which I've noticed, and I've noticed that I'm not going to mention their names, but like, have you ever noticed these, like, you know, they're not that popular, but what they do is they call you out. Like, they call, like, I mean, since Angela was flagged.
Wait. Not to cut you off, but wait a minute. Did you just say you can filter your comments?
Yeah, you can filter it. Yeah, you can, like,
really?
there's like a settings, yeah, because the thing is that YouTube now have it's probably the good thing they did it, but it was because PewDiePie disabled his comments. I think it was like a few months back, and YouTube said, well, looks like we've got to filter the comments, so I think it goes straight to your, and then if you like that person, then you can pick whether or not it'll be in the comments section. But you know, like, if you even video, you'll only get 1% of, for anyone doing it that's watching this, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. But there was one thing where I've noticed now, and I've noticed this, there was 15 videos of me in one day, and it wasn't to do with, it was even after my first hangout with Danielson, and it wasn't to do with Danielson or Polston or anything like that. It was to do with a load of other YouTubers. They kind of call you out and they say, well, General Jerry sucks, and they seem to think that they'll get more viewership out of it, and they seem to think that they'll furtherly grow their channel. Here's a news flash for all those people. Drama, like, if you make a channel dedicated to, like, drama, you will eventually get drama out of it, and you know, you will have to deal with drama yourself. And you know, I mean, you know, EntertheArena has seen it. You know, I'm sure you've seen it, and as well as other YouTubers, where people call. This is the thing: if you generally want to be successful on this site, try and fucking talk to us. Has it ever occurred to people? You know, I remember Nigel Form, who lives in Ireland, for example. He called out EntertheArena, and then when he started talking to me, he then said, oh, actually, you're a nice guy. You know, could you give my channel a shout out? And I have given his channel a shout out in like, you know, the Facebook and the page, etc. You don't need to call us out. You know, if it's a wrestling opinion, I accept it. If it's just a wrestling opinion, if you disagree with me on this, then that's absolutely fine. But don't, like, say, well, that guy's an asshole, he's a dickhead, they only do this, they only do that. I welcome people to talk to me. You know, I don't understand all these people making videos about, like, to think that if they make a pipe bomb or if they make a video about a YouTuber that it's gonna go viral. It doesn't, you know, unless you're like Keemstar from Drama Alert, it doesn't work.
Yeah, and I mean, that's well documented. You know, people rant on you. Obviously, I've been buried on this site many times. You know, that's well documented. I mean, how many rants have been done on me over the last 3 years? I mean, you put my name in the search of YouTube, and that's all there is burials and rants. And you know what? That's the thing. I think it's a failure to communicate. If more people would take the time to actually talk and respond, I think this community would be a lot better. But you know what? People look at a video and they'll chastise you till the cows come home, and they'll just keep talking and manipulating, and they'll draw up all these their own conclusions in their head, and they'll have all these illusions in their head, and it's just like, okay, how about you just talk to me? Because like I said, anybody could come on here and make a rant video on anybody. How about you actually talk to the person, see what they're really about? And like I said, I think a lot of the hate and criticism that I get and, you know, all this other drama, it would be very low-keyed if people would just talk to me instead of drawing their own conclusions in their head and saying, well, this is what I've come up with and this is what I think. Well, how about you talk to me, and then you can see what really is the truth.
We're going to have a look at more questions here. See here. Oh yes, here's a good one. There's another one that's a little bit controversial, but I'll wait till like later on. What do you see yourself in 5 years' time in the YWC? What do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
Well, I mean, obviously my plan is to grow and expand, and I try, not, here's the thing on YouTube, when I don't do my view and opinion of rumors and news and headlines and gossip and all that crap, if I don't do that and I do a video like an action figure review or a magazine review or gameplay, the crap, the comments that I get and the thumbs down that I get is ridiculous. If I do a video not related to news and rumors, I get eaten out and I get just destroyed. So here's the thing. I want to do other things. I want to expand. But the thing is, so many people want me to just stick to one thing. And I don't want to lose my subscribers because, once again, they're the reason why I am where I am today. And what my ultimate goal, obviously, is to make this my full-time job. My goal is to pay off, a lot of my bills that I have. My goal is to hopefully have my own, my own business on here, so to speak. I want to grow. I mean, like I said, people on here have mansions because of this very website. I mean, Justin Bieber has a music deal because he was noticed on YouTube. And I guess that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that I get noticed by someone, somewhere. I don't care if it's for radio. I don't care if it's for a commercial. I don't care if it's for a TV show. Hell, I don't even care if it's for YouTube itself as it concerns, working within YouTube on their site or whatever. As long as I can grow and expand. I mean, obviously my goal is I'd love to have 1 million subscribers. And I know that isn't going to happen in 5 years. Hell, it may not even happen in 10 years. But I am going to do everything in my power to, grow and expand and make adjustments and improvements that will better my channel.
Well, do you think that there is like a project, obviously you can still do the Seanzviewent Entertainment stuff, but do you think there's a project outside of YouTube, like not wrestling or anything like that? Is there anything that you want to do outside of YouTube while doing Seanzviewent Entertainment?
Well, I mean, like I said, I'm not good at a whole lot. I'm not going to go to college because I'm not book smart. My schooling years was just absolutely horrible. It's a time I don't even want to remember. And, it was just horrible. So school is out. Like I said, I've tried getting multiple. Listen, if it weren't for YouTube and Machinima giving me this opportunity, I'd probably be out in the streets. I would be homeless right now. But, I've tried filling out for other jobs. I've tried to get, other opportunities. But, I was told, oh, you're not good enough. You're too slow. You're not what we're looking for. You don't have what it takes, yada, yada, yada. And you know what? This is what I'm good at. This is what I love. This is what I'm passionate about. And if nobody else wants to give me an opportunity, if nobody else wants to give me a chance, well, then at the end of the day, at least I have YouTube and Machinima to fall back on. Because the question was asked, hey, Sean, what would you do if YouTube closed tomorrow? Well, my answer to that is I would just go with Machinima because Machinima's been around long before YouTube was even thought of. And I would just be working on the Machinima site and I'd be posting videos to Machinima. So if YouTube were to go out of business tomorrow, which it's not because YouTube already has plans to stay around for another 20 years, okay? So, I mean, obviously I ain't got that to worry about. But as it concerns, getting a job elsewhere, I've tried that already and it's just never worked.
There was a question that was asked. It was about a co-star. I'm not too sure, but I believe you made a video about saying that you would like bring a co-star on. Is that still on track? Are you still gonna bring a co-star on the Seanzviewent Entertainment, or is that something that's pending right now?
Listen, I've been trying to listen. It's all about you can't just say, "Oh, I'm going to pick the first person I see." It's a process where you have to learn, grow, and improvise, and you have to see who would be the right fit for your channel. Now, I said that I would take different people in the internet wrestling community and I would have them showcase on my channel. But of course, when I said that, that was when there was a lot of heat and there was a lot of beef on me and there was a lot of hate and the flame was getting a little bit too hot. So obviously at that time I kind of dropped it. But listen, what people don't understand is not only am I on YouTube all the time with my opinions and views and all that, but I'm always looking for someone to come onto my channel. I am always looking. But here's the thing, though. Trust comes an issue because if I feature someone on my YouTube or I let them do a video on my channel to help them, the whole thing is I'm afraid they're going to, you know, like expose my password, or they're going to give my password out, and then my whole YouTube channel will be destroyed. So that's the thing. You take a chance. When you have 72,000 subscribers and you give your channel to somebody else, you are taking a huge chance by doing that. So another thing I thought about was, well, they can make a video and then they can send it to me in an email and I'll feature it on my channel. Now, once again, I'm not going to promise them that they're going to get paid, but I will promise them the opportunity to grow and expand. But once again, you can't just look at the first person you see and say, okay, I'm going to let you on my channel. It has to be, you know, the person that has the kind of passion, the kind of emotion. You got to be a good talker. You know, I could care less about your looks. I don't care if you're fat, skinny, muscles. I don't care what you have. But, you know, you like I said, you can't just pick the first person you see. So it is still a work in progress, and I am still trying to find a co-host to be on my show.
Yeah, you know, Dawn took a big risk with me because obviously I wasn't even living in the country, and I was working at that time on another channel, and I was working on, then it was Joe Ross 2K9, now it's General Jerry. But like I was working all them, and then he took a risk with me, and you know, Don, like, you know, always said that he's very thankful, you know, that I came to Enter Arena. He said that, you know, he took a big risk. You know, for all he knew, I was like, you know, someone that could have overtaken Enter Arena or kicked him out, or you know, like you said, reveal the password or something like that. And it was a, you know, a big deal for him at that time, you know, and it was really, you know, good to see him, you know, give me a chance, be on Enter Arena and do what I do. He, you know, especially with then my accent was atrocious, you know, no one could understand a word I was saying. And he took a big risk with me, and you know, like I said, you can't really rush into these things if you are, you know, for example, now we have a guy on this channel, which is the Enter Arena Network, which is Stage Man. And we've brought him on, and he's doing very well on here. And some people were hard on him because, you know, and I've been in that position where, you know, I remember when I started on Enter the Arena, and
wait, who was it hard on? Would you say who was having a tough time?
Stage Man, he's our new presenter on the Enter Arena Network, but he was getting a hard time because he started off, and a lot of people thought it was going to be me and Dawn, and then they seen this new guy on here, and they were like, oh, I hate this guy and whatever. You know, at the end of the day, I started off, I was hated in Enter Arena. Like, everyone was like, get this Irish bastard out of here. That's what they were saying. They were saying, get him out of here. We want Dawn. And you know, and you have to persevere with it. You have to plow through it. And that's my advice to Stage Man. And you know, I think he's going to do very well on here.
How many subscribers does he have?
Well, he's only started. I think he only had like 10 subscribers, or like
is he like younger or older? What is he?
I think he's like 18. But like he's a young guy. He's only really started off on YouTube, and you know, he's very enthusiastic. You know, if you're gonna look at a co-presenter, they have to be consistent. You know, you can't have someone who makes a video, like even in WWE terms, like Nostalgia Critic and Angry Joe and all them guys are lucky because they only upload a video like once a week, or once every 2 weeks, or once a month, and it gets them big viewership. For us in the YWC, every single day we have to make a video. And
you got, hey, you know what? Not even a joke or a lie. I was just gonna say that you not to cut you off, but yeah, you have these big YouTubers. They'll put out one video a week, one video a month, or even one video a day. And you got you and me coming on here doing 10, 15 videos a day. And that's just, you know, not even reaching the top of the mountain. So we're putting all this effort and time. We don't really have much to show for it. And then you have this other YouTuber comes on here and they make one video in 1 month, and they average 400,000 views, and they're set for the month. So I'll agree. That does make me a little mad because it's like, wow, here we are. We're putting all this time and effort into this, and you know, we're the ones getting the shaft at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, like, even when we cover Raw, it's like 4 videos on a Raw, and then Dawn does a Raw review and then a Hangout. Like, even in a pay-per-view, like, you know, especially at the time I'm in, you know, that's probably why I have bags under my eyes, because a lot of people seem to think I do drugs, but it's because I have to stay up so late to do this thing, you know. And you know, I remember, like, I think it was Andre Kerville said, get some sleep, man, and you know, he was right. You know, I should be getting sleep. It's just, I'm just so into this, and I'm just so I just want to make more videos to entertain people. And I've always said that if I make like if I make one view a day and if I entertain that person, then I'm happy. It's not about money. You know what I mean? It's not, to me, it's not about money at all, you know. You know, as long as I have a good internet connection and I have this laptop and this camera, I'll continue to do what I do. And you know, it's, you know, like you were saying, you know, these people make a video, you know, twice a week or once a week or once a month, you know. And I understand with like editing, like they have to edit the video and it does take like a week to edit it. But like, you know, I was even watching a video of the YouTube filter where if you do not upload videos like every single day or even like 4 times a week, you'll lose subscribers and you'll lose viewership. It's called the YouTube filter. And you know, like I'm saying, it's a big thing, you know, on YouTube where they need to get it, you know. I'm not saying, you know, take away their viewership or anything, but, you know, try and lay up that YouTube filter, you know.
I hear what you're saying with that. And I mean, just to, you know, delve more into that topic, you're like saying like it's not about the money. And that's the thing people say to me, Sean's only on here for the money. People need to realize that, yes, I'm trying to make this my job. And yes, money is involved. But once again, the money is not coming out of their bank accounts, their piggy banks, their wallets. And the thing about it is people need to realize this. I was on YouTube long before contracts was given out like candy. I was doing this for free for a year. I did this for free for a full year. No money, not a penny. So, I mean, and once again, it's not like I'm asking people on YouTube, oh, hey, you know what? Click my ads. Click my ads. I'm not telling people to do that. You know, if they want to click ads, they can click ads. If they don't want to click ads, they don't have to click ads. So obviously, you know, for people that say I'm only on here for the money is ridiculous. So people need to realize that I was on here long before money was involved.
There's another thing I wanted to say as well is the ad blocker option. Do you think YouTube need to try and deal with some of that more where, like, for example, someone could see your content and you won't be, you know, you won't get like even though your video's monetized, they can use the ad blocker, and although they're watching your video, you're not getting what they're doing watching it. Do you think YouTube need to sort that out in the ad blocker?
You know, that's a horrible thing. And, you know, I get that so many times in the comment section. While I'm using ad block right now, what's it so much to watch a 30-second ad or even a minute ad to support what we do? What and like I said, this isn't beef towards the subscribers, because I know a lot of trolls do this shit too. But the thing is, you know, would it really take that much time to watch an ad for 30 seconds or just press skip the ad, but don't put ad block up? I mean, you look at all the time and all the effort that we put into our channels and you put up ad block, that, you know, and here's the thing, there's this notion, there's this feeling that, oh, I have 72,000 subscribers, so I must make a hell of a lot of money. No, I don't. And I can't reveal how much I make, but I do not make the kind of money people think I'm making. And you know why I'm not making the kind of money that I should be making? It's because of that damn ad block. And I think that's one of the worst freaking things on this site, because this is prohibiting people like me or you to grow. And I know you said, you know, you're not on here to make this your job, and, you know, it's not all about the money. And once again, I was on here long before money was involved. But the bottom line is, if someone like me was trying to make this your job and you can't grow because of this ad block thing, it's just like you're just doing the runaround and you can never grow. So that, I think that definitely needs to be addressed, because it's just, listen, if you're on here for money or not, it's not fair.
And I understand where some people come from, where I want to use ad blocker to listen to music or something like that. You know, it comes to the point, like, I mean, there's this advertisement that keeps popping up, and it's about, I think it's like 30 seconds, but it's this annoying BT football one. And, you know, it was funny the first time, but then you see it again and you see it again. But like I said, you know, if you truly support their content, if you support their channel, you know, just watch it. You know, it's only 30 seconds, you know, skip it. I mean, most of them now are like 5 seconds and you can skip it. You know what I mean? It's not like, you know, where you have to like, you're not waiting like 2 minutes or 3 minutes like, you know, the not the BBC iPlayer, but like the ITV iPlayer. Like, you have to wait 5 minutes before you watch a show, and then like it goes for like 10 minutes and then it's 5 minutes and you're still waiting. And by that time I could have probably seen it on TV. So yeah. I understand.
If people are really bothered by the ad block, you know, just go and take a piss break or go get a drink or go text somebody for 30 seconds. I mean, there's something you can do besides pressing block ad blocker. That right there, I think it needs to just they need to let it just go through, because not only am I losing views, not only am I losing money, but I'm losing the prospect of advancing because of this whole ad block thing.
Right. Well, so I'm going to ask you, this is a pretty controversial question. It's something that a lot of people were wanting you to talk about. It was about Undertaker Freak 1127. I'm sure you're aware you were on his hangout, and you know, I'm not gonna lie, I do like John. I don't agree with all his opinions, but I watch him because it's interesting to listen to him. You know, he does make a lot of political videos and a lot of pop culture videos where like he takes the piss out of them, and you know, he's a talented YouTuber. But you know, what was your reaction? I mean, you know, when Undertaker Freak 1127 made that first Seanzviewent Entertainment video and he called you out, like, did you know who he was before? Did you know like how big he was before?
Well, I mean, I always knew about the guy. I mean, I've heard of him because he would always like ask me on Facebook, oh, you want to do an interview? And I knew the guy was going to try to bury me at every turn. I knew the guy was going to try to expose me like so many others have done in the past. And you know what? I said, you know what? Because this guy kept asking and asking. I said, you know what? I'm just going to do it. And I know that I was, you know, playing with fire when I did this. And I knew exactly what I was getting myself into. I just didn't think it was going to be as bad as it was. And like I said, all these people that come on here and they bury me and they expose me and they rant on me, what they don't realize is you can bury me all you want, but you don't have all the facts. You don't have all the evidence. You don't have all the proof. And at the end of the day, guess what? I'm still going to be here. So you can come on here and cut 30 rants on me in one day. It doesn't make a difference because I'm still going to be here. And that's the thing. People don't realize that is if you think I'm going to quit just because I'm being buried or so-called exposed, you know, you got another thing coming. And, you know, that's cool that you and him are friends or, you know, you like his content. Me, you know, after that, and I think it was very disrespectful to my girlfriend. It was disrespectful to me. You know, I will never do that again. I'll never ever talk to him. I will never do an interview with him. I will never accept his apology if he were to apologize. I would never do that because he, you know, going into that, it was supposed to just be a normal thing like you and me are doing right now. But, you know, one thing led to another, and, you know, things got over the line. And, you know, like I said, I kind of expected that, but I didn't think it was going to be that bad. If I could go back, I would have never done it.
You know, the thing is that, you know, he is a really, you know, talented YouTuber. You know, the thing is, you know, we are reaching probably the end of the hangout here, so we may move on here. But, you know, I just want to say, you know, I'm a big supporter of his videos. I do like his videos. I think that although I don't agree with all of them, you know, I mean, there's even YWC members where I don't agree with their opinions, but I still like them. You know, I still follow them. Okay, so this is a good question. What is your true feelings on TNA, and do you think it will actually go out of business? It's a very controversial question for me because I've been called out on it, but I just want to have your take on TNA as a whole.
Well, it's so controversial that TNA wants to sue the fans that are talking about them going out of business. That's how controversial it is. They're willing to sue the fans in the dirt sheets because they're being called out for going out of business. Listen, I was a big TNA fan in 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then after that, it just went downhill for me. You know, and then, of course, Hogan took over. Bischoff was there. You know, you had the creative powers that be were doing nothing for the brand. And, you know, listen, I respect the wrestlers. I love the Knockouts division, but they are just I don't want to see them go out of business. I don't want to see them go out of business. But when you hear about, you know, wrestlers being late on payments, when you hear that their checks are bouncing, when you hear that the ship is sinking, I mean, yes, TNA always finds a way to survive. But you know what? WCW did that for years and years, and look where they're at right now. They're out of business. So there's only so many times where a company has so many chances until, and I don't care how much money Dixie Carter has, if your ratings are not, you know, getting better, if your buy rates for pay-per-views are not improving, if your live event gate is not getting any, is not, you know, adjusting, you are going to go out of business. I don't care how much money Dixie Carter has. If you are not improving, listen, they're on Destination America. That right there shows you they used to be on Spike TV, which had UFC on it, MMA, and they still do. If you leave Spike TV to Destination America, they have cut their audience in more than half. More than half, okay? So, listen, I don't want to see them go out of business, but they need to change drastically. And you know what? Listen, TNA right now, they're not even what WCW was in its worst days. They're not even that. So, listen, I wish the best. I don't want to see any wrestler out of a job. I don't want to see any wrestler trying to, struggle to put food on the table. That's horrible. But if they don't improve, I don't know. The light at the end of the tunnel gets a little bit, it goes out. It gets darker and darker, in my opinion.
Yeah, I just want to say this, like, the wrestling in it is like the in-ring ability is very good in TNA. I will say that, and I do think, and I will always say this, although some of the TNA fans won't admit this, I do have to say a lot of positive things about TNA. Their Knockouts division is 10 times better than WWE's. I do think that they do look at wrestling more. The problem is the storylines. There's not a lot of investment in the storylines. Like, to me, like, it was Zeb Coulter. He did an interview, and I don't know if you're aware of this, but he used to be booking TNA, as far as I believe, because I was watching like a U-shoot of him. But he turned around and he said that, let's just, for example, if you have a bad guy and then you have a good guy, right? And the good guy says, don't take all my money. And then the bad guy like slaps him in the face and says, no, I'm taking all of it. And I'm going to take your girlfriend. I'm going to take your house, right? That's what a bad guy does. Yeah. To me, like, TNA currently, like, maybe not now, but like, during that Hogan Bischoff thing, it was more like, oh, you're going to take my money? Yeah, but, we'll come to an agreement. It was kind of like that. It was like politics in the ring type style, like what you seen like a little bit in WCW. And that was the one thing I had a problem with, was that you couldn't, just say, oh, yes, I'm defining, and I'm a massive Jeff Hardy fan, and I will always be a Jeff Hardy fan. As a matter of fact, I don't know if anyone's aware of this, but I just tune in for the Jeff Hardy matches in TNA because I'm not much of a Jeff Hardy fan. But, the thing is with TNA, it's just, there's no investment in the storylines. Like, they had like a storyline of Mickie James falling off a train and she's traumatized, and you know what? Like, if you're going to do that, go all the way. Just say she got brutally injured. Like, make it interesting. Like, don't do it halfway through. And that's the problem with TNA to me, Yeah,
and actually, just to delve one more into that TNA thing, I just want to say right now, and I'm always happy to report good news. Last night, both TNA and ROH did their best total viewership numbers for Destination America on Wednesday night. Impact Wrestling last night drew 369,000 viewers, which was a 6% increase from last week's show. Now, once again, I'm going to come on here and say congratulations. Now, obviously, it's not the WWE's numbers, but who was expecting that? Listen, the bottom line is they were able to grow their number. And you know what? I will give props. TNA got a decent number last night, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, well, I think it was because apparently Jeff Jarrett returned to TNA. I
Yeah,
think
yeah, Jeff Jarrett, Veda was on it. There was a few other people from WWE's past. That's the thing. TNA says we're here to talk. We're here about the future, but yet you're bringing in Veda. You're bringing in Jeff Jarrett. And listen, in all due respect to Kurt Angle, he is not what he was 5 or 6 years ago, okay? You're making this guy the TNA World Champion. You're supposed to be focusing on the future, but instead you're just bringing in all the WWE has-beens, and I don't understand that.
if anyone needs the belt in TNA, and I think for once the TNA fans will agree with me on this, Austin Aries should have had that TNA World Heavyweight Championship and not Kurt Angle. For good Lord, I mean, Austin Aries' contract, I don't know if you're aware, but his contract's coming up soon.
Oh, yeah, he's leaving. Yep.
Yeah, they should have said, Austin Aries, don't leave. We'll stick a title on you. Stay with us. Stay with us. Here's the title. There you go. We'll give you a good storyline. That's what they should have done. Austin Aries is a major guy that was in TNA. And
what a waste.
It didn't do that.
And you know what? And all these wrestlers, right, that are going to be, the contracts are expiring. I already read the report that the WWE has not much interest in TNA wrestlers, so they're a shit out of luck. So when Austin Aries goes, when someone else goes, they got nowhere to go. They could go to ROH, but the ROH is below TNA. So I fear for what they're gonna do.
Just the very last question, because we've been on here for a while now, but just one last question. It's about depression amongst YouTubers. It's something that hasn't really been talked about a lot. It's something that, I've went through. I think you said to yourself that you went through it for a while. Do you think YouTubers are more prone to depression than what, some other people, like, in their day-to-day jobs may go through? Do you think YouTubers, like, because of the comments, the hate and all that there, do you think they're more prone to, like, depression or something like that, Well,
I mean, obviously, right off the bat, if you look a simple search on Google, there's been top YouTubers that have killed themselves because of bullying in the comments and the trolling. And then these are people that are faceless people. They have no profile, no image, no name, and they just want to make people's lives a living hell. And listen, I deal with that every day, and it's horrible. And you know what? It is depressing. I was in a deep depression because of this site. People don't realize how stressful it is, because when you go work at a regular job, a supermarket or fast food or construction, you're only dealing with a few people. When you're on YouTube, you are, you open up Pandora's box. You are open to a world of hate and love and criticism and manipulation and hating and death threats. People don't realize that. Yeah, it's tough, it's stressful, and it is depressing. Now, I've been able, thank God, over the last several months to get out of the depression. And like I said, it's a learning process on YouTube. Everyone thinks YouTube's an easy thing. It's far from easy. So, like I said, this site has put me in a depressive mood to the point where I thought about saying, well, is it even worth living? But, thank God my girlfriend and people helped me through it. And I said, you know what? These are faceless trolls that have nothing else better to do than to rant and rave. And you just got to let it go in one ear and out the other. And that's why I'm really trying to go away from storylines and drama and BS and all this other crap. I'm trying to take my channel in a professional manner. I know there'll always be the comments there. I'll always know there's going to be the hate and the manipulation. But you know what? You just got to learn to live with it. And to anybody out there that's creating a YouTube channel and they get depressed, I would definitely go seek help as soon as possible, because this site can definitely put you in a deep, dark depression.
I completely agree with you, Sean. Even before I was on YouTube, I suffer from it. And I think YouTube in ways helped me a little bit. It gave me a cause to do something and it picked me up. But like you said, if you're doing all these videos where these people are saying these things and they're saying that and their comments and their faceless trolls, and like I said, I know top YouTubers who have killed themselves, unfortunately, and it's something maybe YouTube should maybe, as well as on top of the flag, and maybe evaluate, maybe, but the thing is, YouTube can't really do anything in that circumstance, because you have an instance where how can you stop a troll, really? Because if you stop them, they create another channel, you know, etc., etc. Especially with this new Google option, it's more easier now for people to make channels and spam people. So, you know, like I said, you know, it's something that YouTube, you know, hopefully they kind of restrict the amount of accounts that a person can have. I don't know how they could do that, but I hope one day they can. But Sean, it has been a pleasure for you being on here. I'd like to thank you for joining here. Hopefully we've answered a lot of people's questions here. Sean, is there any final thoughts on yourself before we go?
Yeah, I just want to say, no, to any of my subscribers or viewers that are listening to this, you know, I just made a video before I came on here saying that I want to, you know, improve the legitimacy of my channel. I want to go in a different direction. I want to go away from drama. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to focus just on rumors, news, headlines, previews, predictions, reviews, and stuff. Anything related to WWE. I want to thank you, Jerry, for having me on here. And once again, it was a hell of a good talk. This was probably the best interaction you and me have ever had. And I look forward to doing this again in the future on anything relative to WWE.
Yeah, you know, it's an absolute pleasure, Sean. And what we're going to be trying to do is having these one-on-one sessions with various personalities. I'm going to ask Joe Cronin if he is available to do this, and also Bruce Blitz and Dark Horse Danielson. I know he said he was interested. So I really want these one-on-one sessions, because the thing is that if the Hangouts are piled up and there's a lot of people on it, there's a lot of talking involved, and there's not this, like, you know, one-on-one talk. This is what I prefer to do, is a one-on-one talk. Yeah, but like I said, you know, a very good hangout. Sean, if you want to give your introduction, your ending introduction, and then I'll do mine, and then we'll end the show.
All right, thank you once again for watching Sean's View Entertainment on YouTube.com. Please like the video, subscribe, and I'll catch you all later.
And guys, this is General Jerry on the Enter the Arena Network, signing out.